I refused to donate my kidney to my father, and my family disowned me at his funeral. Dad called me on a Tuesday. I was eating cereal in my apartment when my phone buzzed. I almost didn't answer because we hadn't talked in like 8 months. He got straight to it. His kidneys were failing. Stage 4, he needed a transplant. The doctors said family members were the best shot at a match. I stirred my cereal and didn't say anything for a second. He kept going. Said they'd already tested my older sister Whitney and my younger brother Jordan. Neither was a match. I was the last option. He needed me to get tested. I put my spoon down. Here's the thing about my dad. He wasn't some monster or anything. He was just never there. When I was 10, he left mom for his coworker Patricia, moved 2 states away, sent birthday cards with $20 inside until I turned 16, then those stopped too. He missed my high school graduation because he was on a fishing trip. Didn't come to my college graduation either. Said he had to work, but whenever he needed something, my phone would ring. When his truck broke down 3 years ago, he called me to co-sign a loan. When Patricia kicked him out for 2 weeks, he asked if he could crash at my place. I said no both times. Whitney called me selfish. Jordan said I was holding grudges. So when he asked about the kidney, I already knew what I was gonna say. I told him I'd think about it and hung up. Whitney called me that same night. She was crying. Said dad was really sick and I needed to step up. That family helps family. I reminded her that dad chose fishing over my graduation. She said that was different. That was years ago. This was life or death. I got tested anyway. Figured I'd just get the results and they wouldn't match and that would be that. But 2 weeks later, the hospital called. Perfect match. Like perfect. The doctor sounded excited. Said the surgery could be scheduled within the month if I agreed. I sat in my car in the hospital parking lot for an hour. I called dad back that Friday. Told him I wasn't doing it. He went quiet. Then he asked why. I said because he'd never been there for me. And I wasn't gonna give him a piece of myself when he couldn't even show up to the important stuff in my life. He said this was different. This was life or death. I said yeah, and my childhood needed him too, but he chose not to show up for that either. He hung up on me. Whitney called me 30 minutes later screaming. Said I was killing our father. That I was selfish and cruel and she couldn't believe we were related. Jordan sent me a text that just said seriously with no punctuation. Mom called me the next day. She'd been out of the picture with dad drama for years, but apparently Whitney told her everything. Mom said I didn't owe dad anything, but I should think about what kind of person I wanted to be. I told her I already knew what kind of person I was. Someone who didn't let people use them anymore. Dad went on the transplant list. His health got worse over the next few months. I didn't call. Nobody in my family called me either, except one text from Jordan asking if I'd changed my mind. I left it on read. Then in November, I got a call from Whitney. Dad died. Kidney failure. The funeral was on Saturday. I almost didn't go, but something made me get in my car that morning. I wore a black sweater and jeans. The funeral home was 20 minutes across town. I got there right as it was starting. The room was full. Dad apparently had more friends than I thought. I sat in the back row. Whitney was in the front with Jordan and Patricia. I could see the back of their heads. After the service, people started walking up to the casket to pay respects. I stayed in my seat. I wasn't sure why I even came. Then Whitney turned around. She saw me. Her face went from sad to angry in like 2 seconds. She walked straight toward me. Jordan followed her. Patricia stayed by the casket, but she was watching. A few other people noticed and the room got quieter. Whitney stopped right in front of my chair. She didn't say hi. She just stared at me. Then she said, "The doctors called me yesterday." Her voice cracked. Dad didn't die from kidney failure. He had cancer. Stage 4 pancreatic cancer. He had 3 months left even with a transplant. He knew the whole time. The room went completely silent. I felt my stomach drop. Jordan's face went white. He lied to all of us. Made us think a kidney would save him when he was already dying. Whitney's eyes filled with tears, but she kept staring at me. He wanted to see if you'd do it anyway. If you'd sacrifice for him even when it wouldn't matter. And now we all know you wouldn't. Patricia started sobbing loudly behind us. And that's when I noticed the hospital bracelet still on Dad's wrist in the casket had yesterday's date on it. Not last week like Whitney told me he died. Full story on channel linked below.